Could you tell us your side of that story? What happened there?
I mean, in reality, it doesn't matter what happened there. I was in the wrong. That man deserved to enjoy his time in the pub without having it to end the way it did. And although 5 months ago it was, and I tried to make amends, and I made amends back then, it's still, the fans don't even, that does not even matter. I was in the wrong. I must come here before you and take accountability and take responsibility, and I owe it to the people that have been supporting me. I owe it to my mother, my father, my family. I owe it to the people who trained me in martial arts. That's not who I am. That's not the reason. That's not the reason why I got into martial arts or studying combat sport. The reason I got into it was to defend against that type of scenario. So to see that, and although months ago, and I have been making steps and continually making steps to do better and be better, to see it, it's like a dagger into my heart as a young martial artist. So I'm just here to own up to that and move on and carry on and face what's coming with it.
The video is a little grainy. Did you in fact punch that man?
Look, in respect to the whole entire situation, we'll let it play out with what happens with what happens with it. So
okay, what
happened was a little hazy for me also, and it was many months ago, like I said, and I have been making amends to make it not happen again, and to be better, to be a better father, to be a better human, to be a better role model to these kids. I know a lot of kids are looking up to me, and sometimes it kind of takes me back, but I have to realise that that's not the attitude or the behaviour of a leader, of a martial artist, of a champion. So I must get my head screwed on and just get back in the game and fight for redemption, retribution, respect, the things that made me the man I am, and that's what I will do.
Could I ask what sparked that incident? I mean, we see the video, we don't hear anything. Could you tell us your side of the story from what you recall?
Again, look, what could I say? It does not matter. There's no answer to what was done. I was completely in the wrong, so there's no need to even discuss what began it, what was going on outside, inside, any of that. I was completely in the wrong. It was unacceptable behaviour, and I accept that. And like I said, I've made amends, and I'm continuing to make amends, and I will continue to do so.
And so right now with that situation, as you mentioned, this happened back in April, but the video gets released last week. Where do things stand with it right now?
I mean, look, it got released the day after my daughter's christening, so we had such a great time with my family, and then, you know, I just have to wait and see what happens, and whatever comes my way, I will face it. Whatever comes my way, I deserve it, you know? So I will face this head on. I will not hide from it. I was in the wrong. It was completely unacceptable behaviour for a man in my position. What happens, I will face.
Conor, since this video came out, as you probably know, you have been criticized heavily from the fans to UFC President Dana White, fellow fighters. What is it like for you to read this, to hear this stuff? Because it does seem like some of these people who were so loyal to you for so many years are starting to turn on you a little bit, that they're starting to lose patience after seeing all these incidents. What is that like for you to read that stuff and hear that stuff?
Well, as far as like my fellow colleagues, I deserve to be called out on it. I deserve to be called out on that behaviour. It's just unacceptable. There's no excuse to it. I deserve everything that comes my way with it. So, and as far as like the fans and seeing the fans disappointed in me, it hurts me so much, because I am a fan. Everything I've done is for the fans. I'm a fan, favourite fighter. My whole entire career has been based for the fans, like never pulling out, never turning down weights, sport, rules, anything. I always done it all to light the game up for the fans and to create fanfare, and to see them disappointed in me, it hurts me to my soul more than you'll ever know. So, like I said, retribution, redemption, respect, I will come and I will regain all of those.
This incident happened just a few weeks after that incident in Miami where the fan tried to take a photo of you and you knocked out the phone out of his hands. And so I'm wondering, do you believe that you have an anger problem? Is this something that you need to fix?
You know, that was another situation a long time ago. I seem to be getting into great spaces and great like in that Miami trip, I was preparing for battle. I brought my mother out. It was her 60th birthday. I brought the whole family out. We went out, and then a situation arose. I need to just stop reacting to the bait. I got to ask, like, people are trying to bait me into things. Am I the fish or am I the whale? I must be calm. I must be zen. I must lead by example. There's so many people looking up to me. How can I react in this way? I need to get a hold of this, and like I said, I'm working very hard to do this, and I'm taking the necessary steps, and I have been on a great trajectory. And even before the Miami incident, I was on a great trajectory, and then I had a little slip, and then I back up, and I'm just trying my hardest, Ariel. I swear on my life, I'm trying my hardest, and it's been what, 5 months since that one, and that's it. I just have to take what comes and move on. Could you learn from every single experience in my life and try and do right for the people that want me to do right? I know you, Ariel, you want me to do right. My mother wants me to do right. My mother wants me to do right. My father, my fans, the people that I want to give them a reason to back me, but how can they back certain situations? So I must understand that and grow as a man and make amends.
Could you tell us your side of that story in Miami? We haven't heard you talk about it. And where do things stand now as far as that incident is concerned?
That incident has been completely handled. The fan, if you want to call, it does not matter. Again, it does not matter what the person says or how the situation arose. It does not matter. I was in the wrong, and that's handled and in the past. And I'm happy now to keep moving forward and keep striving forward and focus on the positive. Like, if you asked me about Miami and the heckler in Miami, I would rather focus on the occasion with my family. That was an unforgettable moment to bring my mother out for her 60th birthday. I'm trying to focus on all the good in my life and recognise that I do make mistakes and learn from them, not to make them again, but still focus on the good and please, Lord, allow more of it to happen for me.
You don't sound, Conor, like a fighter who is retired. You don't sound like a fighter who doesn't want to fight anymore. You sound as motivated as ever, but I would be remiss if I don't ask you about your quote-unquote retirement, because this came just weeks after the incident in Miami. So I'll ask a very simple question off the bat. Are you retired, A? And B, if not, why did you tweet that out?
There's a lot. You don't understand the amount of things that go on behind the scenes, Ariel. Sometimes I just need distance. I'm like, hold on, I've rushed. You must understand, my foot was a balloon when I walked into that fight. I've got all this footage backed up from that entire camp. I broke my foot 3 weeks out from that fight, and my foot was a balloon. I went in, I tore my leg to shreds before the Mendes fight. I've done so much for the company, back to back to back, non-stop. Like, I built this. Hoist can say he built this house. I've certainly laid bricks and blocks down myself to this game. And then when so many things are going on backstage and between my inner team and then the outer team and then the business side of it, sometimes you just need to take a back step. And, but retirement, I don't think I will ever retire from this game, Ariel. Never in my life. I will be fighting until the day I go out. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's in me. It's bled in me. And I will take it with me to the grave.
How did you break your hand?
Sparring. We scheduled a spar. I came back from Miami. I scheduled a charity boxing bout in my old club, Crumlin Boxing Club. Many people can't fly to Vegas, come and see me fight. So I wanted to show up to my old club. I wanted to rekindle that relationship, and only when I got back there, I realized how much of a grave error I made in the Mayweather build-up. I needed my coaches that learned me how to box in my corner. So when I went back there, I realized that instantly, and I've been down there doing training sessions, and I had a good exhibition bout with a great fighter, a young up-and-coming fighter, Michael McGregor. We put on a great show for the fans, and then it was for the fans and for my people around, and also to rekindle relationships, but it was also to begin preparation. We done 4 rounds in the bout, so I was preparing for it was training for me also, like for the future upcoming bout. So and then obviously we had a spar scheduled the following week between myself and John. Myself and John, I need to rekindle my relationship with my coach and get that back on also on the MMA side. So we scheduled a spar with another young up-and-comer, but with mixed martial arts, the gloves are so small, 6-ounce gloves. There's the room for damage and injury is so big, it's so high. So we need to come together and realize that this is not the way to do it. So we went into the spar, and although it was scheduled a spar, it was not a spar. It was another fight on the record. There was crowds in attendance. It was it was behind closed doors fight, and I caught a guy with a right hand, dropped him. When he dropped, I went down on him with an emotional left hand, and banged the left hand off the side of the head, and my whole hand, boom, and that's it. And just, you know, it's like it just needed to happen, and that's it. I had to go under the knife. I had to get surgery on it. It's been a psychological battle with the left paw, the famous left paw, but it was the right hand that put the opponent down in the first place. My right hand has been doing great work. I've been doing really great work with my right hand, and even more so now that my left hand has been out of action. But I'm back now. I'm back. Yesterday I met with the surgeon. He said to me originally September to grapple, but I was with him yesterday. He said, now I can grapple. So I'm going to go back into my grappling. I'm already boxing again. Of course, I haven't stopped kicking. Of course, I haven't stopped on my fast conditioning training. I've been on my work. So let's get it going now. Let's see where we go. And I'm excited now.
So if it wasn't for the hand injury, Conor, do you think you would have already fought this summer?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I was preparing for the end of July at Madison Square Garden. I was eager to get back. I had the game in, I had it figured out, and I have it figured out. I was on such a great trajectory, Ariel. Like I said, I get to these great spots, and then boom, a little slip, and then I have to build it up again. And it's just the life I'm in right now, and I've just got to recognize it and understand it and take lessons from it and just keep going and just not let it happen again. But most certainly I would have been back in July. If we get that, you know, we were getting there in conversation. There was opponents discussed. I did not really mind the opponent. I wanted similarities to Khabib to prepare for that, because he doesn't want to have the rematch, you know, and whatever. I just wanted to compete now. Enough is enough. Let's get me back in the mix. It's a forgetful business, Ariel. You know that yourself. I mean, sure, look, Nate was out of the game, and now he's back and he's on top. It's a crazy business we are in, but make no mistake, the skills are there for me, and I know what I can bring to the table and what I will bring to the table, and I'm very, very excited to give my fans something to cheer about again. You know what I mean? I do this for my fans, for the people that are supporting me, for the people that dare to dream the highest of heights. So I look forward to my triumphant return, Ariel.
Conor, what is the state of your relationship with the UFC brass right now?
I always have a great relationship with the UFC. I never, you know, it's brand over fighter, the rhetoric. One of the things that kind of slowed it down backstage was when they tried to make me the co-main event and all of these type of things. But it's just business. We have a great business relationship with the UFC. I respect the UFC very much. It's a part of me, the UFC. You know, and that's why I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be shown a little bit, you know, because I understand, I know every inch of the game and what can bring it to the next level, and I wanted that respect, and that's where I was kind of going. And then they were trying to push me back, but it's all business, and business is not emotional. I have a great respect for the people in the UFC, for Lorenzo that built it, for Dana, of course, and the people that are involved in it now. So there's no dispute at all. We are all eager to get this back on track.
You know, there was a stretch mid-year where it seemed like every Saturday night a fight happens, and there you are popping up on Twitter talking about, you know, the guy who just won, someone who's close to your weight class. And again, I was starting to feel like the fans were like, all right, you know, we'll watch you fight anyone. We'll watch you fight a broomstick. You sell a million pay-per-views by yourself.
Yeah.
But they were like, okay, enough already. Like, you keep teasing us, it seems like. And I was starting to get that sense from the fans. Why were you doing that? Why did you keep putting yourself in those positions and then not take a fight?
I love the game, Ariel. I watch it from the start to the finish. I watch the prelim to the finish. Come on, that's why. Hey, can I not engage in the game? Why am I outlawed? Why am I not spoke to you in over a year?